I'm glad you liked my video. Hopefully I can do more crazy stuff all the time and try not to offend too many people, I suppose. Let's see. I was looking for something to do at the beginning of this one, and I found this comic strip. It's Hagar. It says, "We're going to win today, men, because we're fighting for what's right." Hagar, I have a question. If we're fighting for what's right, why are they fighting so hard for what's wrong? Probably a good reason why I kept that one. Okay, you say that I'm the inverse of you. Actually, there's something that you do not know, and that's actually pretty funny for you to say, that we're inverses. There's another piece of the puzzle that you don't know yet. Nobody on YouTube right now. No, we're not quite inverses because, well, I guess we are, but you haven't lost your religion, and I haven't gained a religion. So certainly our conversation back and forth, we can still gain a lot by talking. Let's see, what do you say? You don't have an I Love Jesus shirt? Well, I think you should have an I Love Atheist shirt, right? I mean, Christians do love atheists, so I think we should start giving out I Love Atheist shirt. And if anybody stops me and says, "Oh, well, you're an atheist," and I'm wearing an I Love Atheist shirt, I'll say, "No, I'm not. I just love atheists." Right? I don't have to witness for atheists, so I can lie. Let's say, and you say it would be weird if you wore an I Love Jesus shirt, or you would feel strange or something, but I don't really understand. Well, no, I really can't. If you think it's true, if you know it's true, like you say, you know Jesus is real and He talks to you, why shouldn't you wear an I Love Jesus shirt? It seems like you shouldn't. If I knew the world was going to end in 10 days, I would certainly put it on a shirt. So anyway, let's see. Yeah, my story. Oh my goodness, I don't have long to tell my story. Well, I started out a Christian. Richard Dawkins, he says there are no Christian children, there are no Muslim children. Well, I was a Christian child. There's no time. I mean, I always believed it was like Santa Claus, I suppose. My religion was similar to Santa Claus. And my transition from believing in Santa Claus to not believing in Santa Claus, it just happened over a gradual time. It wasn't I just one day woke up and realized that it was no such thing. I just began to not believe in it. If somebody would have said, "Well, of course it's true," of course it's not true, then I would have just ignored them because I couldn't imagine otherwise. But now that I totally think it's ridiculous, that if anybody says, "Well, it's absolutely true," I would have to say, "Well, can you show me some evidence or something? Because it doesn't seem to match well with reality." I mean, Santa Claus, not Jesus, but it's really the same thing. Okay, let's see, how did it happen? Well, first it was the church. I grew up Methodist, a little bitty Methodist church. And my mother, I guess she wasn't satisfied, so we went to other churches. Let's see, Baptist, no. Before Baptist, I guess it was Seventh-day Adventist, where they went to church on Saturday. They believed the Sabbath was on Saturday, which of course it is. I don't know if they worked or if they stoned anybody on the Sabbath, but anyway. Let's see, Seventh-day Adventist, they had some good prophecies. Thanks. Let's see, and then we went, I suppose, to Baptist. And Baptists are I think they're fairly accurate as far as Christianity goes. I know you put up a video on that, but I think Baptists are pretty close. You didn't seem to name any denomination, so I'm not sure which interpretation you think is correct, or if it really even matters. I don't really remember what you said. Okay, let's see. So, and then when I went to college, I went to the Assembly of God. It's a non-denomination denomination. And because I was tired of figuring out which one was right, and so they just kind of accepted everybody. So that was a good thing. And the people there were really good. I mean, it was all college students, and they did the whole speaking in tongues bit, which actually they didn't do it according to the Bible, but really doesn't matter. So, and then after I became disillusioned with the church, after trying to figure out, it doesn't matter which denomination, then I became disillusioned with the people. They were telling me I was sinning when I knew I wasn't, or when I thought I wasn't. And then I was telling them, well, I know actually they were pretty good people, and I really didn't care what they were doing. But anyway, they were saying, oh, you shouldn't do all these things. And I says, well, it's not bad, is it? And they says, well, you still shouldn't be doing that. I said, show me the Bible. So anyway, I really didn't care about the people, so I became disillusioned with the people in church. So then I was left with the Bible. I said, I'm just going to go see what the Bible says and talk to Jesus. Pray to Jesus. And then, of course, I had some problems with the Bible. After I stopped listening to everybody else and started reading it for myself, there was, of course, some things in it that I could not understand, and certainly I figured I must have the wrong translation, so I went through all that business, trying to figure out what did it really mean, or maybe it's all just parables. Maybe Adam and Eve was a parable. Maybe the ark was a parable. Maybe Abraham about to slay his son was a parable. That's a terrible story, by the way. So I became sort of disillusioned with even if the Bible is true. But all of that together, that is not what brought me to atheism. I think that once I began to doubt, and I started to question why I was a Christian, why did I choose it above any other religions? Because I was born in it. Of course, that means that I wouldn't be a Christian, but I still wouldn't be an atheist. But one day, I don't think there's any specific day, but I eventually realized that when I looked out at the world, and the thing I'm about to tell you is why you will realize I could probably never go back to Christianity or any of these other religions, is that when I looked out, the Bible says there's God and there's Satan and there's sin, and everybody's born with sin, and you've got to sacrifice an animal in order for the sin to be removed and the smoke to go up and please God or something like this. And then, of course, Jesus took the place, so He removes the sin. But even after He does that, people still sin. Obviously, everybody sins today, even if they've been saved. So sin. Everybody's sin, and evil and wicked, and demons being cast out, and all of this stuff. But I didn't see any of it. I honestly do not see any evil in the world. A guy made a comment, black magic and demons, and I really don't see it. I only see good in everybody. There is no evil. So what it would really take for me to go back to Christianity, I think, is to see some evil in the world. And I just really don't see it happening. Or maybe there is no evil. Maybe hell is just a threat or something. I mean, in sin, how can you go against God? If God doesn't want you to do something, then you're not going to be able to do it. So anyway, running out of time. Okay, let's read some tarot cards here. Let's see. Okay. The swords are mind cards, and the Five of Swords is acknowledging your fears. You see the people down here, they have lost some sort of battle with themselves, but the main figure, which is you, has actually recognized their fears and their losses and is going to continue on. So this is acknowledging your losses. It's a good card.